Sometimes the smallest voices carry the biggest dreams. And sometimes a single letter can change everything. Late one evening, Lionel Messi sat alone in his living room. The room was dimly lit, a single warm lamp casting a soft glow over the space. In his hands was a letter, one that had traveled all the way from Argentina. As he unfolded it, his eyes scanned the words written in a child's careful handwriting. "Dear Messi, my name is Alicia. My big brother Matias is very sick. He loves you more than anything in the world. His biggest dream is to meet you. I know you're very busy, but if you could just say hello to him, it would mean everything." Messi's expression softened. He exhaled deeply, setting the letter down on the table. He picked up his phone, scrolling through his contacts, his mind already made up. The next day, in a quiet hospital room in Argentina, time seemed to move slower. The air smelled of antiseptic, the faint beeping of monitors filling the silence. Matias lay in his hospital bed, his body weak but his spirit still strong. His mother sat beside him, gently running her fingers through his hair. Suddenly, the door creaked open. Alicia, sitting on the couch, looked up and gasped. Alicia whispers, "No way!" Matias's mother turned, her eyes widening as she covered her mouth. And then, from the doorway, a familiar voice broke the silence. Messi softly, smiling, "I heard there's a big soccer fan in here." Matias blinked, his tired eyes trying to make sense of the scene. He opened his mouth, but no words came out. His breath hitched as he looked at Messi standing right there, smiling at him. Messi stepped closer, pulling up a chair next to Matias's bed. He placed a hand gently on the boy's shoulder. "Messi, I got your sister's letter. She told me how strong you are." Matias swallowed hard, still in shock. His voice, barely a whisper, trembled as he spoke. "Matias, you really came?" Messi nodded. "Messi, of course I did." Matias's mother wiped away tears, overwhelmed. Alicia, still frozen in disbelief, finally ran forward and hugged Messi tightly. "Alicia, I told you he would come," Messi chuckled, patting her back before turning to Matias again. "Messi, listen, buddy, I know you've been fighting hard. And I think every great player deserves a big moment. So I have an idea." Matias's eyes widened. "Matias, what do you mean?" Messi leaned in, grinning. "Messi, how would you like to be my special guest at our next match?" The room fell silent for a moment, then realization dawned on Matias's face. His lips trembled. "Matias, you mean at the stadium?" Messi nodded. Matias's mother gasped, her hands trembling as she held back sobs. Alicia let out a small squeal, grabbing Matias's hand. The energy in the stadium was electric. Thousands of fans cheered, waving flags and chanting Messi's name. But for one boy, this moment was more than just a game. Matias stood in the tunnel, dressed in a full-team jersey, his fingers wrapped tightly around Messi's hand. His heart pounded in his chest, his eyes struggling to take in the sheer size of the stadium. Matias whispering, "It's huge." Messi looked down at him, a reassuring smile on his face. "Messi, you ready?" Matias took a shaky breath and nodded. As they stepped onto the field, a wave of applause erupted from the stands. The sound was deafening. At first, Matias flinched, overwhelmed. But then he looked up and saw something incredible. People weren't just cheering for Messi, they were cheering for him. A massive screen above the stadium showed a picture of Matias, with the words, "A true fighter." "Welcome, Matias," tears welled in his eyes. His mother and Alicia were in the front row, waving wildly. Messi squeezed his hand gently. "Messi softly, look at them. They're all here for you." Matias let out a small, breathless laugh. "Matias, this is the best day of my life." Messi grinned. "Messi, it's just the beginning." Weeks passed. Matias's health improved. He grew stronger, his body no longer frail. His laughter filled the house once more. Outside, in the warm glow of the setting sun, he kicked his soccer ball with Alicia in their front yard. His mother stood on the porch, watching with terror-filled eyes. Matias sprinted forward and struck the ball with all his might. It soared through the air, landing perfectly in their small goal. He turned to Alicia, breathless and beaming. Matias, Messi was right, dreams really do come true. His mother wiped away a tear, whispering, "Yes, they do." Somewhere far away, in a packed stadium, Messi lined up for a free kick. He took a deep breath and struck the ball. The net rippled, the crowd erupted in cheers. But Messi didn't celebrate like he usually did. Instead, he simply looked up at the sky and smiled. Because some victories are bigger than soccer.